welcome to the No Take Mafia podcast. This is episode 2. I am your host, Stephen Crescione, and tonight I'll be sitting down with Chris Gridley to talk about our last-minute preparation for the upcoming trip to the Sierra Nevada mountains out in California. And so it's Wednesday evening. We'll be leaving Friday morning and returning. We'll actually be on the trail Saturday morning, and we'll be returning the Friday evening. And so this episode, again, we're just going to run down final preparations, pack, load out, stuff like that, talk about food and some other things. And so again, glad you found us. And if you like this, head on over to our social media, give us a like, shoot us a message if you have listened to episode 1 and this episode and you want to join us to talk about whatever. Just shoot me a message and we'll get that all set up. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this, and we'll be looking to do episode 3. We'll be just kind of reviewing the trip, and I think we're going to probably look at some pictures, video streams, stuff like that. So hopefully you can join us on YouTube or one of the other video options there so that you can see the pictures and follow along with us. But all right, well, let's get right to it. Welcome to a special episode of the No Take Mafia podcast, and sitting down with Chris Gridley. Again, tonight we're going to talk about we are T-minus, 2 days from being on the trailhead, I think. Yep. Yeah, we're going to talk about kind of last minute preparation and, what I had to do. I think Chris, he was more prepared a little bit earlier this week. He had everything kind of packed and ready to go. And then I just kind of wrapped everything up tonight. So, hey, Chris, man, how you doing?
Yeah, man, I'm feeling good. It's been such a long journey just to get to this point. I sent out some pictures of sort of the final preparation there, but I was just looking the other day as I was kind of printing out some the itinerary. And I had made my plane reservation or flight reservation, whatever, on the 26th of December. So it feels good to finally be this close. We're getting on the plane in 34 hours. So I'm really looking forward to it, man. It's been a long time coming, and I can't believe it's almost here.
Yeah, no, man, I'm excited too. And my dad gave me some cash. He typically does that for Christmas. I think he gave me, $500 or something like that. And that's actually what I bought the plane ticket with right there at Christmas. Yeah, so that was great. That was a blessing to work that out. That definitely helped me sell the trip to my wife a little bit because I was like, well, it's paid for here with the cash. Heck yeah, man. It's been a long time coming, and here we are. I have my pack sitting in the closet. It's all wrapped up, and I've got to throw my oatmeal in there. That's the last thing. So actually, just kind of go through, my last this week of prep. So I really didn't do anything until maybe Monday. I already knew. So I had a list, a pretty long list from Idaho from last year, and so I just I read that maybe last week or something, went through that, and then cleaned up a lot of the formatting, stuff like that, looked at the food, and maybe modified a few things because I wanted to. I think last year I discovered the Peak dehydrated meals and started using those over the Mountain House just because of the calories and just trying to get whatever it's. And I think we talked about this. It's kind of funny. I think the main ingredient of all the Peak refuel dehydrated products is like heavy cream, right?
Heavy cream, baby. Put it in anything.
Dude, I'm going to tell you what. So, yeah, you definitely couldn't sit around just living off of these. But when you're out there, you're burning some calories. You're getting some miles in. You go through that stuff. But, yeah, so even the spaghetti, which I think there was like a marinara one that had heavy cream.
I've got 2 of them with me for this trip.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So actually, they had one I didn't see last time. They had a biscuits and gravy one, dude. I'm telling you, I'm looking forward to that one. That one was like it had some
You like
weight
that?
to it too,
You
man.
have that for you have that for breakfast though, don't you?
No, I'm having that for dinner,
Is
dude.
that your
I'm
breakfast? Are you
dude.
having that?
No,
All right, all right.
no. I actually I got the 2 packs of oatmeal. So thanks for the Harris Teeter intel there, because yeah, one of the things, and that's what going through this last week. So I was pretty much putting everything down and going through my food list. So the dehydrated stuff, that's pretty simple. You know, throw some trail mix in, throw some beef jerky. The only thing that I did was a little bit more complicated last year was oatmeal. Instead of doing just the packs, you like to do the packs of oatmeal and then dump it into a Ziploc bag, and that's how you roll with it. But I ended up last year, to just get some extra calories, I actually like measured out, you know, maybe a cup and a half or 2 cups in my little tin cup. This is how many calories I want. And then I scooped all that individually, and I mixed brown sugar in there with it, and then brought a little small container of maple syrup. And so that's how I did it this year. I actually just with the protein packs, and man, I mean, you're talking about like a 30 to 40 calorie difference if I did it myself versus just going and buying the protein ones, the Quaker protein, which those are the ones you use. And so I did, thanks again for that intel for Harris Teeter, because I could not find that anywhere, man. Walmart, yeah, couldn't find it anywhere. So yeah, so actually,
Yeah.
earlier this week, I started kind of putting everything together in the pack again, man. You know, the sleeping gear, the like the what you would call kind of camp gear, base camp gear, whatever, is all pretty standard. Every trip you go on, you know, you're gonna have your tent, your sleeping pad, all that stuff. But yeah, I started putting everything together, and that was really the last thing, just getting the oatmeal, and then I needed a new pair of pants. I ripped my pants last time we were climbing, so. I actually went tonight and got the oatmeal and got the pants, and all I got to do is I got to put that in the bag, and I'm good to go. Oh yeah, no, I do have a shirt coming. I'm hoping this comes. I got this black diamond. I figure we're going to be in the sun a lot, right?
We're going to be in the sun a whole lot. Yes.
Yeah, cool. So, you know, I'm a t-shirt guy. I'll throw some sunscreen on, but I saw a dude out there, maybe in Idaho, last year that had like a nice sun shirt on with a hoodie built into it, like a little, you know, very thin. And so actually I got one of those black diamond, the Alpenglow. So I'm hoping Amazon says it's going to be here tomorrow. So I don't know, man, it's going to be close.
I hope so, man. You're kind of up against the clock here.
Yeah. So, well, alternatively, you know, I'll go with the sunscreen option, but I kind of wanted to try that. And for, you know, I don't anticipate bugs being a major issue, but maybe it helps with that. Realistically, they probably just bite through it. It'll probably be so thin they'll just big enough mosquitoes, if they have some out there, we'll probably be able to get through that.
The
But
mosquitoes
yeah,
are very big.
okay, yeah. So it could be. I've had a problem with those like SPF or UPF, whatever UV shirts, just being so thin that the mosquitoes just go right through it. So. Yeah, man, and I'm coming in. So everything's in the pack, and I think I weighed it today. Preliminary weight is like 31, 32 something with no oatmeal. I think the oatmeal I calculated be about another pound or so, and then you got to figure water, which is like, I don't know, 2 pounds or something, 2.5 pounds per liter. So probably going to be about, you know, the Idaho weight, maybe just a hair more. So I'm going to be probably in, you know, around 45 pounds or something with clothes and everything in there. But yeah, I got all the gear, and that was my week, man. How's your week? And yeah, tell me about. I think you had your pack ready, maybe like Monday or Tuesday or something. But yeah, how's your packing going?
Yeah, it's coming good, and I usually will do food about I'll do it 2 weeks out, just in case whether it's REI or wherever you go is missing something, or there was a sale and everything's gone. So I got the food taken care of 2 weeks ago. You mentioned the oatmeal. It's the one thing that can get me on the trail is just eating something day after day that I normally don't eat. My stomach does all right, but it's just maybe it's just a creature comfort. And but anyways, oatmeal, I have it for breakfast every single day, and it's when I have it, my body says, okay, it's breakfast, let's go. And outside of that, it's a lot of the dehydrated meals for lunch and dinner, which you can get by on it, but after a while, eating out of a bag gets a little bit old. So, but that's sort of the main meals, if you will. And I do bring some snacks just to try to keep a little bit of keep a few logs in the furnace, if you will. So it's not a bonk situation, whether it be leading into lunch or dinner at the after the morning session hike and afternoon session. So I bring I bring some power bars or energy bars. I'll use the little gummies. I like those. I never really used those till last year, but I'm a huge fan of those now. And as far as feel good food, I've got a Ziploc bag of Cheez-Its. That's my go-to. Just this is awesome. And I'll go with beef jerky too. So it that kind of rounds out my food. I'll bring a little bag of trail mix, which I'm not a huge fan of, quite frankly, because it's heavy. But it's got a lot of salt in it, which I'm not a sweet guy. I'm a savory guy. So you can't put enough salt onto something for me. But that kind of gets me through. It keeps the tank above E, and that makes cranking out the miles, I think, a whole lot more manageable when you're not just super full and then just a straight nosedive for the until you eat again. So just kind of snacking throughout the morning, snacking throughout the afternoon to get through it. But that's sort of my idea on food. I've got about 10.2 pounds. That's what I've got for the next for 6 days out there, and I think I have more than I need. I know I have more than I need, but that's where my food sits right now, anyways.
Dude, yeah, and so I don't know how that's possible because I weigh in probably I'm at like 12 or something. I say 14 from last year. I don't know how I got to 14, but yeah, I've got the trail mix, man, with some like chocolate candies in there. And then I did see in a picture you sent me, you had the Cheez-Its, and I was like, I got to do some Cheez-Its too because I'm gonna want some of those. And oatmeal cookies. I got my cookies in there as well. With the standard stuff like the Pro Bars like you talked about. I do ramen for lunch. Ramen with and if you haven't done this out there, it's called I think they call it like a ramen bomb. It's something I learned from one of the AT like Appalachian Trail hiking community forums where you just take instant mashed potatoes and you cook your instant soup, your ramen, and then just dump some mashed potatoes in there, mix it up, and that gives you another little bump with the carbs and calories. But yeah, so I got all that. I like to eat out there, man. I like to, so, when we're sitting around, it's just like eat, dude. And I've also got some of the, as a runner, I rely heavily on the goos and the gels. And so I actually I throw a few of those in there because when we get on those grinds where it's like we're really trying to press and we're doing some climbing, throwing one of those goos in there, it's very quick and 100 calories, and I can feel that within 5 minutes. I'll have that energy boost. But yeah, I want to ask, what are those green things that you bring? Are you bringing those?
Oh, yeah.
The little seasoned? Did you mention those? What are those?
So I am bringing those. It's a little soybean. It's basically dried soybeans, and I think it's either salted or Parmesan flavored. I can't remember, but it's something with flavor and something that's not bland. It's not dehydrated. Although I guess they're dried, but it's something that doesn't. I don't have to add water in a bag. The food over time is what sort of gets to me, and so having something with quite a bit of flavor. A lot of salt, that type of thing. That seems to really help get me through kind of the change in diet that you have to have when you're getting into the backcountry. So that's made a huge difference for me. I used to eat energy bars in the morning for breakfast, and I just felt like garbage. I've even done bagels and peanut butter, which my brother loves, and I'm like, this is just terrible. So it's been an evolution, and I think from a dietary standpoint, I think I've learned something new on every hike I've ever done and ways to fine tune it. But I like what I have right now, and I think that's going to work well. But yeah, that's where I'm at food wise, anyways.
Yeah, and at some point, so this is we're kind of doing it now, and I don't want to do anything repetitive or redundant here, but we're kind of breaking down, the food and stuff like that, and I think it might be interesting at some point to do kind of a gear rundown and stuff like that. Talk about
Yeah.
that in the future. But yeah, man. So with that, I think we were kind of looking at, like I said, maybe doing something a little bit more detailed in the future. But I think that's probably good for the nutrition and yeah. So I mean, how you feeling? I know you've been training recently now. So I finally got some pack time in. Yeah, I guess it's better late than never, right? So I know,
Yeah.
I do a lot of running and cycling and stuff like that anyway. But I finally got the pack on yesterday. Maybe did a couple hours with something like 50 or 55 pounds and went around, did a
That's
bunch of
good.
step ups and stuff like that and just to make sure everything's feeling good, the joints and stuff. But yeah, how long have you been kind of training, and what does your training look like for this?
Yeah, so what I like to do is I'll do 3 weeks prior to D-Day. I will do I'll start doing one long pack hike on the weekend, usually Sunday morning. So I'll do, and by long I mean probably 6 miles, and I'll go at it hard. I don't use poles. I'll usually have the pack right at around 50 pounds, which is about 9 to 10 pounds heavier than what I plan on carrying on trail. So it's about 20%, or maybe even a little more than that, heavier. And so I'll do 6 miles on the weekend, and then on Tuesday and Thursday morning I'll do about 2.5, just to kind of get a little bit of carryover during the week. Um, for me, it works really well just to get I've had issues. I shouldn't say issues, but my right ankle, my left knee, low back, and shoulders, they take a little bit of time to kind of get into it. And so that first week is sometimes I can feel quite a bit. And then after that, it's usually rocking and rolling pretty well, and that's where I'm at now. And I've actually got my pack downstairs with I've actually got my bear canister in it with two 9 pound dumbbells that I liberated from work. So sorry guys if you're looking for those dumbbells. And I've got my indoor one of my indoor climbing ropes and a 2 man backpack, or 2 man tent. Sorry, in the backpack plus a bunch of water, and that's kind of my training pack. Yeah. So anyways, I do three hikes a week, 3 weeks out, and that's done me really really well on the trail. Knock on wood, this time it will have the same result. So, but that's my training for it.
Right on, man. Yeah. So I think last year I did a little bit more. I really was kind of in between. In between, I think I had been running for months and months and months after I did a marathon or something, and then July I went back and looked at the data. I pretty much I didn't run at all. I quit because I just didn't want to get an injury or I had some injuries in the past, and I got some little Achilles thing that's continuing to just kind of flare up, but. Not a big deal, but so I think with what I've been doing and how I felt yesterday, one thing I did notice was with Idaho, it's funny because you kind of get stronger. I felt like I got stronger as the trip went on, and by the last day or so, especially the last day, but the last 2 days could definitely feel like, man, you get used to the weight and the balance and controlling things, and it feels good. So. I have no doubt that you are prepared, and I am prepared, and let's just go out there and crush out some miles. So how are mom and dad, man? Are they ready to go?
They got to town, and actually I give my parents a lot of credit. The more so my mom, because she has a hard time limiting her packing, and the two of them got everything into a suitcase and plus a carry on. So I'm kind of shocked, quite frankly, and I'm sure the rest of my family is too.
Right
But
on, man.
yeah, they're doing well, and we'll appreciate the mom and dad taxi service to the trailhead, and then picking us up when we're done. But yeah, they're doing well.
Dude, yeah, because that was for Idaho last year, I think that was, you mentioned that was the biggest expense, was the rental car, having to drive yourself to the trailhead and
Yep.
leave the car there for the entire time. Man, I think it was like something like $900. It was pretty
Yeah.
ridiculous, but yeah, so really
Yeah.
grateful to have them there. I looked at the weather today in the area. Looks like it's going to be pretty nice out there. So maybe rain or something one day, but I think no big deal there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting on that, hopping on that plane, and flying out there and getting away, disconnecting, man, and just getting kind of settled and calming all this energy that builds up over. I think one thing about these trips is you don't realize how much kind of maybe nervous energy builds up from being in the rat race. This construct that we have where we're having to go to work and all these responsibilities, man. You go out there, disconnect, and just get down to just eating and sleeping and moving every day. Man, it's like refreshing, especially after you get out there for 3 days, 3 or more days, I would say, and it has like a lasting effect when you come back. I've noticed anyway. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%. I know, we bind ourselves down, or weight ourselves down with so much. I call it foolishness, and it's just just the silly things in life that seem to occupy our time, and our mental health, I guess.
Right.
And it's nice that when you get out into you start walking, and really the only thing you need to worry about is food, shelter, and water, and that's it. And it's just the necessities of life, and it's very freeing. My friends ask me why I do these. Coworkers or other friends ask why I do these trips, and why do you want to go and live kind of a difficult lifestyle for a week or whatever. But I mean, honestly, I think it's the easiest way to live, because you're just sort of stripping out all the foolishness, and you're left with the bare necessities of what you need to do to exist. And I mean, it's a freeing experience.
Yeah, I'll say all the people I've talked to, you get kind of a mixed bag of reactions where it's like, oh wow, that's really cool. I'd like to do something like that, but then realistically, would they ever do that? Make that commitment to do it? Not sure. Some people are just like, yeah, it's crazy. I'm too lazy. I wouldn't want to do that. But to me, it's like, man, I feel like. I don't know, dude. Yeah, we're out there. We've got all the food and stuff, and so I think, as like Rush Limbaugh said, we've been kind of liberated from having to survive on a daily basis. So we're definitely not going out there. It is not survival. It's not like, hey, we gotta. What are we gonna eat today? And we have all this technology and stuff that simplifies all of that for us. But still, you do get that. You get that escape, and again, just totally disconnect. And man, it's funny how once your phone stops connecting to data services and social media and texting and calling, it's just like you just leave it. You don't really. You're not attached to it. You're not tethered to it constantly. You just put it down, and man, that's a good feeling as well. But. So, yeah, with that, man, it is getting a little bit later. I know you got a long day at work tomorrow. I've got work myself, and then that's it. That's a wrap, dude. I'm really excited, but yeah, I don't want to keep you. But that's I think for what we wanted to do tonight, I think we've captured that, and I look forward to sitting down and reliving this thing when we, what we'll probably try to do is, if we can put some photos up, maybe roll some images on a video or something, we'll throw that up in the feed while we're, and maybe we'll just kind of talk about it, because I know we'll take pictures. They'll come out all in chronological order, and we'll just put those up and let them scroll through and just talk about, because I'm sure they're going to be moments throughout that were just like just kind of blown away, or whatever, cool memories, like going bouldering out there in the Tevas, and so man, I'm looking forward to it, dude, and thanks for jumping on and sitting down to talk about this.
No, it's good to talk to you tonight, Stephen. I couldn't be more excited. The work can't come and go fast enough tomorrow.
No, I know, and that's one reason. I know you like to think about it, talk about it, plan. Man, for me, my experience is like if I start thinking about these trips a month out or 2 months out, dude, it's rough. Like because I'm just counting down the days. So I kind of just put this one out of my mind. I knew I had everything I needed for the most part, and just kind of chilled. And so I appreciate you doing all of the planning and preparing, and just basically saying, here's where we're going, and all right, I'm down to do it. So thanks again, man. And yeah, I'll talk to you very soon.
No, man, can't wait. Can't wait to get out there.
All right, dude. See you, man.
All right, Steve. We'll catch you later, bud.